read. One is a SI, second one is CGS. Okay. Right now, so electrical conductance. So first one is, let us see resistance to conductance. Take them. The resistivity for conductivity 5. Molar conductivity 6. Equivalent conductivity. Tell me. So what is I saying? Resistance, ohm, conductance, ohm inverse, resistivity, ohm into meter, ohm into meter. Next, conductivity. It is reciprocal, no? Reciprocal of resistivity. Ohm inverse, meter inverse. Molar conductivity, ohm inverse, meter square per mole. Next, it is also same. Ohm inverse, meter square per gram equivalent. Next, CGS. It is same, no? Ohm only. It is ohm inverse. Ohm inverse also called Simon or Mo. Next, it is ohm into centimeter. It is ohm inverse, centimeter inverse. It is ohm inverse, centimeter square per mole. Here, ohm inverse, centimeter square per gram equivalent. So questions based on units important, and previously question appeared. Okay. Which one? Yeah, this ohm inverse. Okay. So next is effect of dilution. Finished? Read up. Effect of dilution on conductivity and molar conductivity. Effect of dilution on conductivity and molar conductivity. It means conductivity and molar conductivity, how they changes on dilution. See, this is one of the not difficult, but to understand it is not easy. So many students get confused this concept. So try to understand. Let's see first conductivity. So what happened conductivity on dilution? In conductivity, what happened the conductivity for strong electrolyte and what happened the conductivity for weak electrolyte? Similarly, molar conductivity. What happened molar conductivity in dilution in case of strong and in case of weak electrolyte? Both are different. Okay, let's see first effect of dilution on conductivity. Listen carefully. I'll give the notes. Don't worry. Listen. So let's see conductivity. So that is effect of dilution on conductivity. Can you tell me what is the conductivity? What is conductivity? Yeah, reciprocal of resistivity. But another definition is it is the conductance of 1 milliliter of or 1 cubic centimeter of electrolyte solution. Therefore, the conductance of 1 ml of electrolyte solution. For example, let us take it is a beaker containing 1 ml of electrolyte. Okay, it is a 1 ml of electrolyte solution. This 1 ml of electrolyte solution has certain conductance or not? It has certain conductance. So that conductance is nothing but conductivity. Therefore, the conductance of 1 ml of electrolyte solution. In conductivity, we fix what? Volume. Volume is fixed. Volume is constant. It should be 1 unit or 1 ml or 1 cubic centimeter of electrolyte solution. Now, so what happened on dilution? See, usually conductivity is inversely proportional to dilution. Conductivity inversely proportional to dilution. But dilution is inversely proportional to what? Concentration. Yes or no? Dilution, concentration, both are inversely proportional. When water is added, that is dilution. In dilution, concentration is decreases. Therefore, on dilution, concentration decreases. More dilution, less concentration. Therefore, conductivity is directly proportional to concentration and inversely proportional to dilution. So therefore, we want conductivity inversely proportional to dilution. Okay. Then, now first question is, why the conductivity is inversely proportional to dilution? When the dilution increases, so usually conductivity, all the conductance supposed to be increased, no? In last class also we have studied factors affecting on conductance. There is one factor is dilution. Okay, on dilution what happened? Conductance? Conductance is increases. I am not telling conductance here, it is conductivity. Conductance increases, molar conductivity increases, equivalent conductivity increases, but only conductivity is decreases. Why? So this is because, see, on dilution conductivity decreases. The reason is on dilution what happens? The total volume of total volume of the solution is increases. When the total volume increases, but the number of ions per unit volume is decreases. You understand? When total volume increases, total volume of solution increases, but we want number of ions per unit volume. For example, you just imagine there is a 1 ml of electrolyte. In 1 ml of electrolyte, there are around 100 ions. It has total 100 ions in 1 ml. So on dilution, what happens? On dilution, of course, total volume increases. 1 ml become 2 ml. Now it is a 2 ml. Total volume is doubled. When the total volume is doubled, is it number of ions going to be doubled? No. Number of ions increases, small number, it's small quantity. It may be 100 ions. 100 ions may be converted into maybe increases to 150 ions. It is much. Okay. But here now 100 ion become 150 ion. It means total number of ions are increases. But actually what is the conductivity? Per ml no. So total number of ions are increases. We want number of ion per unit volume. So how many number of ions per unit volume? Total is 150. Then for 1 ml is it is 75. It is 75. It means the number of ions in 1 ml is decreases because we calculate 1 ml no. So therefore, why the conductivity of solution is decreases on dilution? The reason is conductivity is decreases. It is due to increasing the volume. Total volume increases, but the number of ions per unit volume per 1 ml is decreases. Therefore, conductivity decreases. Okay, only one point. conductivity decreases, it is due to increasing number of ions per unit volume. Okay, fine. Next, there are two cases. So, conductivity, of course, inversely proportional to dilution. But how it is related to strong electrolyte and how it is related with the weak electrolyte? Okay, in both the case decreases. In both the case decreases, but case 1, let us see for strong electrolyte. Tell me, in case of strong electrolyte, conductivity decreases. Whether conductivity decreases sharply or slowly, and why? Say, strong electrolyte, so they already undergo complete ionization, right? So, since they already undergo complete ionization, on dilution, whether they undergo further ionization? No, they do not undergo further ionization. Therefore, when they do not undergo further ionization, what happens? The total number of ions does not increases. When total number of ions does not increases, but volume is doubled. When volume is doubled, the number of ions per unit volume is decreases more. It means for the strong electrolyte, what happened? Conductivity decreases sharply. So why the conductivity decreases sharply? It is due to increasing the volume and decreasing the number of ions per unit volume. Okay. In case of weak electrolyte, case 2 for weak electrolyte. Tell me, in case of weak electrolyte, okay, what happened? Conductivity, it is of course decreases. Conductivity decreases, but not sharply, it is slowly. Why? In case of weak electrolyte, they undergo partial ionization. In the beginning they undergo partial ionization. Therefore, on dilution, what happened? Total volume increases. Along with the total volume, the total number of ions also increases, because they undergo beginning what? Partial ionization. Since they undergo partial ionization, so what happens when water is added? So total volume increases. Along with the total volume, the total number of ions also increases. When the total number of ions increases, conductivity is supposed to be increased, no? But total volume, increasing volume is much more. So therefore, both are, yeah, that's what, both are mutually cancelled. It means it is decreases slowly. Okay, you need to remember only these 2 points. How, why, nobody asks. Only they ask whether sharply or slowly. In case of strong electrolyte, it is decreases sharply. In case of weak electrolyte, it is decreases slowly. Okay, it is in case of what? Conductivity. Next, what is the effect of dilution on molar conductivity? Effect of dilution on molar conductivity and even equivalent conductivity also same. Tell me, here molar conductivity lambda m, which is directly proportional to dilution and inversely proportional to concentrations. Tell me what happened. On dilution, molar conductivity, equivalent conductivity, both will increases. So why it increases? Tell me. For molar conductivity, equivalent conductivity, whether you measure per ml or irrespective volume, right? Therefore, in case of molar conductivity, let us take the beaker containing any electrolyte. Okay, it is a 1 mole now. Let us take 1 mole electrolyte, then add water. Now it has certain conductance. Okay, it has certain conductance. Then next add the water. Now tell me, when water is added, is it 1 mole become 2 moles? No, 1 mole does not change. No, 1 mole electrolyte become 1 mole only. But what changes? Volume changes. Initially 1 mole in 1 ml. Then after adding water, 1 mole in 2 ml. Let it be. But we calculate per mole. So therefore, on dilution, what happened? Total volume increases. All right. Along with total volume, the total number of ion also increases. So due to increasing total number of ions, total number of ions, then molar conductivity increases. Then along with the total number of ions, again the internuclear distance also increases, like cation, anion. In last class we studied now. The distance between ions also increases. When the distance between the ions increases, what happens? Inter-ionic force of attraction decreases. When the inter-ionic force of attraction decreases, they can move fastly. Therefore, molar conductivity increases. Right? Molar conductivity increases due to dilution. It is due to two reasons. One, due to increasing ionization, degree of ionization. Less or more, ionization increases. So due to increasing total number of ions, and one more is due to increasing the distance between the inter-ions. The distance between the cation and anion increases, inter-ionic force of attraction decreases, so that they can move fastly and they can conduct the electric current. Okay, that is the reason. So why lambda m is directly proportional to dilution. But the question is again case 1, case 2. What happened in case of strong electrolyte and what happened in case of weak electrolyte? Let's see first strong electrolyte. Tell me anybody. So yeah, molar conductivity, equivalent conductivity increases on dilution. But how does it increases in dilution? That is for strong electrolyte. See, strong electrolyte already they undergo complete ionization. Since they undergo complete ionization, by adding water, there is no further ionization. But what may happens? Due to addition of water, the inter-ionic distance is increases. When the inter-ionic distance increases, of course, mobility is increases, then conductivity, molar conductivity increases. Therefore, it is increases slowly. It's quite opposite. See here, for strong electrolyte, decreases sharply. Here is increases slowly. Quite opposite. Next, it is for weak electrolyte. Tell me, in case of weak electrolyte, molar conductivity, equivalent conductivity increases sharply. Why? Because there are two reasons again. It is increases due to two reasons. It is increases due to only one reason. What are the two reasons here? Because weak electrolyte undergo partial ionization in the beginning. Therefore, on addition of water, they undergo further ionization. Therefore, total number of ions are increases. That's one reason. And another reason is same. Due to addition of water, the inter-ionic distance is increases. Inter-ionic distance increases, then force of attraction decreases, then mobility increases. Therefore, so what happened? The molar conductivity increases but sharply. Okay. So here also we expect only question from this, whether sharply or slowly. Sharply, slowly. Okay. So there are hardly we can expect 3-4 questions. First question is, what is the relation between conductivity and dilution? Conductivity is inversely proportional to dilution, or conductivity directly proportional to concentration. So there was question appeared previously in CET. Which of the following solution has more conductivity? Option 1, 0.5 NaCl. Option 2, 0.25 NaCl. Option 3, 0.125 NaCl. And option 4, 0.1 NaCl. Which of the following solution has more conductivity or highest conductivity? Conductivity directly proportional to concentration. So identify the which of the following has highest concentration. 0.5 highest concentration, therefore more conductivity. Okay. Then now same question. Same options. Question is, which of the following has highest molar conductivity? Which has highest molar conductivity? Whether first one or last one? Last one. Because molar conductivity is inversely proportional to concentration. This kind of question can be expected. Other than this, how it is sharply or slowly? For example, here in case of conductivity. The conductivity of strong electrolyte decreases slowly, sharply, both, none. So it decreases sharply. For strong electrolyte, decreases sharply. For weak electrolyte, decreases slowly. This is a quite opposite. Here strong, sharply. Here strong, slowly. Here weak, slowly. Here weak, sharply. But reasons are different. Okay. Do you understand? Right. Important. Effect of dilution on conductivity and molar conductivity. First, right? Effect of dilution on conductivity. Effect of dilution on conductivity. Take the relation first. Conductivity directly proportional to concentration. Inversely proportional to dilution. The conductivity of electrolyte decreases. The conductivity of electrolyte decreases on dilution. Decreases on dilution. It is due to decreasing number of ions. It is due to decreasing number of ions per unit volume. It is due to decreasing number of ions per unit volume. But next, case 1, right? Case 1. Conductivity of strong electrolyte decreases. Conductivity of strong electrolyte decreases sharply or rapidly. Conductivity of strong electrolyte decreases sharply or rapidly. Underline this point. This is because strong electrolyte undergo complete ionization. This is because strong electrolyte undergo complete ionization even at moderate concentration. Even at moderate concentration. Hence, strong electrolyte does not undergo further. Hence, strong electrolyte does not undergo further ionization. Further ionization. Therefore, number of ions does not increases. Therefore, number of ions does not increases by ionization. Therefore, number of ions does not increases by ionization, but due to increase in volume, the number of ions, the number of ions per unit volume, the number of ions per unit volume decreases more. Per unit volume decreases more. Okay. So once read the sentence, you understand? Read yourself. case 2. The conductivity of weak electrolyte decreases. The conductivity of weak electrolyte decreases slowly. The conductivity of weak electrolyte decreases slowly on dilution. Decreases slowly on dilution. This is because weak electrolyte undergo. This is because weak electrolytes undergo partial ionization. Weak electrolytes undergo partial ionization at moderate concentration. And their degree of ionization increases with dilution. And their degree of ionization increases with dilution. Therefore, decrease in number of ions. Therefore, decrease in number of ions per unit volume. Decrease in number of ions per unit volume due to dilution is compensated to some extent by increasing the ions due to dissociation. By increasing the ions due to dissociation. Clear? Next. Effect of dilution on molar conductivity and equivalent conductivity also same. Molar conductivity, equivalent conductivity, even conductance also same. Only conductivity is different. Effect of dilution on molar conductivity. Take this. Molar conductivity directly proportional to dilution, inversely proportional to concentration. Okay. The molar conductivity of electrolyte. The molar conductivity of electrolyte increases or decreases? Increases with dilution. The molar conductivity of electrolyte increases with dilution. What is the reason? It may be due to what? One. It may be due to increasing ionization and next increasing interionic distance. Right. It may be due to increasing degree of ionization. It may be due to increasing degree of ionization and increasing interionic distance. Okay. So here also write case 1, case 2. Case 1. Case 1. The molar conductivity of strong electrolyte. The molar conductivity of strong electrolyte increases slowly on dilution. The molar conductivity of strong electrolyte increases slowly on dilution. This is because strong electrolyte undergo complete ionization. Strong electrolyte undergo complete ionization even at moderate concentration. Comma. On dilution, number of ions does not increases. On dilution, number of ions does not increases, but interionic distance between cation anion increases. As a result, interionic force of attractions decreases. Hence, molar conductivity and equivalent conductivity. Increases slowly. Increases slowly. Next, case 2. Molar conductivity of weak electrolyte. Increases sharply on dilution. Molar conductivity of weak electrolyte increases sharply on dilution. This is because weak electrolyte undergo partial ionization at moderate concentration. Weak electrolyte undergo partial ionization at moderate concentration. Comma. On dilution, the degree of dissociation increases. And interionic distance also increases. As a result, molar conductivity increases sharply. Okay, you understand? So once again, you take this is important note. Take note. One, K is directly proportional to concentration, inversely proportional to dilution. One. Next, lambda m is directly proportional to dilution inversely proportional to concentration. Next, lambda EQ also directly proportional to dilution, inversely proportional to concentration. Next, even conductance, that is G also directly proportional to dilution, inversely proportional to concentration. Okay, next. That is one, conductivity. Strong electrolyte, weak electrolyte. Tell me, conductivity, strong electrolyte, what happened? Increases sharply. Weak electrolyte decreases slowly. Next, lambda m or lambda EQ. Name. Strong electrolyte. Weak electrolyte. Tell me. So lambda m, lambda EQ, it is increases on dilution, no? So on dilution, increases slowly. On dilution, increases sharply. Paper question. Which of the following aqueous solution has highest conductivity? Which of the following aqueous solution has highest conductivity? Take the option: 0.5 NaCl, 0.25 NaCl, 0.125 NaCl, 0.1 NaCl. Highest conductivity. So here conductivity is directly proportional to concentration. Highest concentration and highest conductivity. So first option. One more. Which of the following aqueous solution has highest molar conductivity? Highest molar conductivity. 1, 0.2 m KCl, 0.3 m KCl, highest, first option, because molar conductivity is inversely proportional to concentration. Okay. This is one important question. Previously appeared it is. You need only ask the question. Now, first listen. For strong electrolyte, the relation between molar conductivity and concentration. The relation between molar conductivity and concentration is given by Debye-Huckel and Ansager. So this equation is called Debye-Huckel-Ansager equation. So, better. The relation between molar conductivity lambda m and concentration. The relation between molar conductivity and concentration for strong electrolyte given by for strong electrolyte given by Debye-Huckel and Ansager. Given by Debye-Huckel and Ansager, it is called Debye-Huckel-Ansager equation. Okay, it is called Debye-Huckel-Ansager equation, and moreover, it is applicable for only strong electrolyte. Important. It is for only strong electrolyte. Therefore, for the strong electrolyte, the relation between lambda m and molar concentration, that is C is a molar concentration, is given by Debye-Huckel. The equation is lambda m is equals to lambda naught m minus A into root C. So this is the Debye-Huckel-Ansager equation. So lambda m equal to lambda naught m minus A into root C. Where what is the lambda m? Tell me. It is a molar conductivity. So molar conductivity at concentration C. At C concentration, at particular concentration. Then what is the lambda naught m? It is called limiting molar conductivity. Today class we are going to study that only. Limiting molar conductivity. Lambda naught m is limiting molar conductivity, and C is a molar concentration. Molar concentration, that is concentration in molarity, and finally A is it's actually constant, Debye-Huckel constant. It's a constant. This constant depends on nature of solvent and temperature. Okay, so therefore this equation is called Debye-Huckel-Ansager equation. Now tell me, for this equation we can draw the graph. Okay, when a graph is plotted between lambda m versus that is root C. It is a y-axis, it is an x-axis. Then this is y equal to, can I take mx plus c equation? But tell me, a graph is plotted between lambda m and root c. Tell me, what is the graph? Straight line. Are you sure? See here, y equal to mx, where m equal to what? M is a slope or not? Slope. Whether negative slope or positive slope? Negative slope. Since it is a negative slope, we will get the graph like this. Yes or no? And moreover, there is a C is what? Intercept. So what is the intercept? Lambda naught m. This is the intercept, no? Where it is nothing but lambda naught m. And what is slope? Slope equal to, that is A minus a no. So slope is minus a, intercept is lambda naught m. So therefore, from this graph you can calculate easily intercept as well as slope. Lambda naught m can be calculated and a value also be calculated. Okay. Then one more important graph. This graph is given, I think, in 2016 board exam also. 16 or 17, exactly I don't remember. Graph is this. A graph is plotted between lambda m versus root c. Okay. Now here graph is plotted for different electrolytes. It is for the different electrolytes. For example, one is, this is A, second one is like this, and third one is, there will be another one like this. So question is identify A, B, C. A, B, C. So if you understand today's concept, you can answer this. Now question is, what is A? Whether weak electrolyte, strong electrolyte. What is C? Strong or weak electrolyte? Okay, one hint is, you see this is concentration, right? Okay, square root nothing but concentration. It is a molar conductivity. So molar conductivity increases. Here concentration is increases. This side concentration is decreases. Now tell me, as the concentration is decreases, you see about A, as the concentration is decreases, so it is A is slowly increasing, lambda m is slowly increases, lambda m value slowly increases, but here no, it is increases sharply here to here. It means, so therefore, as the concentration decreases, that means dilution. On dilution, lambda m value sharply increases. It should be weak electrolyte. That is, A is acetic acid. Okay, then what is B and what is C? Then among it B and C, which is the strongest electrolyte?
C.
It is C. Because now here it is not, it is slowly increases, no. It's already C has highest value of lambda m. C has highest value and moreover it is a slowly increases. Therefore C is a KCl and B is a nickel sulfate. So KCl strongest electrolyte, is the weakest, it's intermediate. Okay. In board exam they asked about acetic acid. They given that acetic acid, draw the graph. You have to draw the graph. That was the question. Okay. Next. So in Debye-Huckel-Unsager equation, A is a constant. Right. So A is a constant. What is the Debye-Huckel-Unsager equation? It is lambda m is equals to lambda naught m minus A into root C, right? Here A is a constant and moreover there is a value of A is known. So take A equal to, it is 82.4 divided by dt is power 1 by 2 neta plus 8.2 into 10 power 6, 10 power 5. dt 3 by 2 neta is not neta, 3 by 2, that's it, lambda naught. So this is the value of A. You have to remember it. Okay. Then where what is the D and T data? Tell me where what is the D is it? The solvent? No. This A is related to solvent. A value is related to solvent. So solvent D is nothing but dielectric constant. It is a dielectric constant of solvent. Next, T is a absolute temperature. And what is the neta? Viscosity. Yes. Viscosity of solvent. Okay. Lambda naught M is known. What is the lambda naught M? Limiting molar conductivity. Do you have NCERT textbook? In NCERT textbook, the data of lambda m k value is given. That is molar conductivity, limiting molar. One is conductivity k and molar conductivity lambda m. So for these two values for KCl is given in the textbook. So you better copy those values. Need not to remember, but at least you can see. So what is the K value and what is the lambda m value for different concentrations. It is at 0.1 given, it is 0.1 given, 0.2 given, like that, 0.2. At a different concentration, what is the K value and what is the lambda m value for KCl given. So that tabular column is copied from NCERT textbook. Okay. You can see the how it is increased, how it is decreases, because now as the concentration 0.123, as the concentration increases, K is increases. Yes or no? As the concentration increases, K increases. As the concentration increases, lambda m is decreases. Those values are there. That's it. You need not to by heart. It is for only observation. You can see how it is increases and decreases. Okay. So next is limiting molar conductivity. Next one, limiting molar conductivity. It is denoted by lambda naught m over lambda infinity m also. Limiting molar conductivity. Tell me. So what is limiting molar conductivity and how it can be calculated? We will see later calculation. What is limiting molar conductivity? We have studied that molar conductivity of any electrolyte is increases with dilution. Yes or no? Molar conductivity is increases with dilution. So molar conductivity increases with dilution till what extent? Is it go on increases by adding water? No, there is some limit. No. Therefore, the molar conductivity increases with dilution with a certain extent. At particular dilution, then whatever water is added, the molar conductivity does not change. That particular point is called infinite dilution. That is a maximum dilution or infinite dilution. So here onwards we use this word infinite dilution. The meaning of infinite dilution, maximum dilution is, so when the water is added, of course lambda m increases, lambda m is increases to certain extent, then after that particular point lambda m does not change whatever water you add. Okay, for example, you can take KCl. For KCl solution, lambda m, okay, lambda m value that is at let us take 1. If it is something 200 ohm inverse meter square per mole, it is 0.1. Then concentration decreases. And dilution means C is decreases. When the C decreases, it is 0.1. Next is 0. Half, no, 0.25. Half of this is 0.05. Okay, lambda m value increases to 300. Next, again half of this is 0.025. It maybe increases to like 2 to 300, 300 to something, 350 something. Next, 0. Half of this is 1 to 5. It is increases to something 400. Next, 0. Half of this is 1 to 5. This is 0.0. 0.062. Okay, then it become again 400. Then whatever water you add, it become 400. Tell me, this is called what? Limiting molar conductivity. That means the conductivity of electrolyte solution at maximum dilution or infinite dilution. So what is the conductivity is measured at maximum dilution or infinite dilution? That infinite dilution conductivity is nothing but limiting molar conductivity. That means the conductivity of electrolyte solution increases with dilution to a certain extent. So after that, whatever water is added, there is no change in the molar conductivity. So that particular point is called infinite dilution or maximum dilution. And the conductivity at infinite dilution or maximum dilution is called limiting molar conductivity. This 400 is a lambda naught m. This 400 value will be fixed. So even by adding whatever may be the volume of water, this 400 does not change. That is called limiting molar conductivity. Therefore, the definition of limiting molar conductivity is the conductivity of electrolyte solution at infinite dilution or maximum dilution. So is called infinite. Is called what? Limiting molar conductivity denoted by lambda m, lambda naught m, or lambda infinity m. Right. Right. The molar conductivity of electrolyte increases. The molar conductivity of electrolyte increases with dilution. The molar conductivity of electrolyte increases with dilution, and it reaches to maximum. At particular dilution. And it reaches to maximum at particular dilution, which is called infinite dilution. Infinite dilution. Next point. The molar conductivity of electrolyte. The molar conductivity of electrolyte at infinite dilution. Molar conductivity of electrolyte at infinite dilution is called limiting molar conductivity. Is called limiting molar conductivity. Okay. So take this data. It is correct. It is denoted by lambda naught m or lambda infinity m. Data, this is important. Many times question appear directly, indirectly on this. Ion, it's lambda naught. H plus, let's see some cation, H plus Na plus K plus Ca plus 2 Mg plus 2. H plus ion 349.6 Na plus 50.1 K plus 73.5 Ca plus 119.0 0.6. These are some cations. Let us take some anions also. The value of OH minus, Cl minus, Br minus, acetate ion, sulfate ion. For OH minus ion, it is 199.1, Cl is 76.3, Br minus is 78.1, acetate is 40.9, and this 160. Okay, tell me what do you understand by these values? So limiting molar conductivity, this lambda naught m value. Okay, so different ions having different lambda naught m values. Okay, then this lambda naught m value nothing but lambda m value, no, it's nothing but molar conductivity. But molar conductivity what? At maximum dilution, right? So these are all molar conductivity values, nothing but at maximum dilution. Okay, at maximum dilution they have these molar conductivities. Now question is like this. They may not ask directly which of the following has highest, but indirectly which of the following compound or even molecule, right, can have highest. For example, NaCl. Okay, so what is the limiting molar conductivity of NaCl? The limiting molar conductivity of NaCl means limiting molar conductivity of Na plus and Cl minus. Na plus is given here, where Na plus it is 50.1, Cl minus is, okay, sum of these two nothing but NaCl, right? Now question, among NaCl and CaCl2 or KCl, among NaCl, KCl, which one has more limiting molar conductivity? So NaCl, KCl, no, NaCl add some this and KCl add K plus Cl minus, and Cl minus is common, no. You need to check, you need to see among Na plus K plus whose limiting molar conductivity? KCl, right? That's one question. And another question is like cation here, H plus cation, OH minus anion. See, among cation, which cation has highest molar limiting molar conductivity? Very, very important. If there is a H plus ion, if any molecule, if any compound produces H plus ion, its limiting molar conductivity tremendously increases. Nothing but molar conductivity tremendously increases. It is because H plus ion has smallest size. It may be due to smallest size, it has more mobility. Due to small size, it can move fastly. This may be the reason. So therefore, H plus ion has highest limiting molar conductivity. Next, in anion, which anion has highest limiting molar conductivity? Again, OH minus ion. If any base able to produce OH minus ion, that has highest limiting molar conductivity, right? Therefore, H plus ion, OH minus ion, cation, anion. Next, another question. Na plus K plus, both are belongs to same group. This data given in NCERT textbook. That's what I have written. NCERT textbook alli illadre bekagilla. It's not required. Values given in NCERT textbook and previously question asked. And here, let's see. There are two cation, first group and second group. It is lithium, sodium, potassium, and here tell me, beryllium, magnesium, calcium. Can you tell me sodium, potassium? It is a sodium, potassium. So what happened down the group? What happened? Size of the ion. Size of the hydrated ion. It is decreases. Size of the hydrated ion is decreases. So sodium, potassium, no. The size of the sodium is small. Sorry, large. Sir, no. Size hydrated. Okay, therefore the size of the sodium ion is large compared to potassium ion. That is hydrated size. Therefore, among Na plus and K plus, which can move fastly? K plus. Okay. K plus 73.5. It is 51. 50.5. So you can remember like this. We want, say, we don't expect number, value. So what is the value of lambda naught m in sodium? No. Comparison they may ask. This is reason. Next, among Mg and calcium. So magnesium, calcium, down the group size is decreases, hydrated size. So therefore, since hydrated size decreases, calcium has highest compared to what? Mg. That's all. So therefore, here potassium highest, here is calcium highest. Okay. Next, tell me left to right, sodium, magnesium. Sodium to magnesium, what happened? Size is? No. Normal size is decreases. Hydrated size is increases. Tell me, among Na plus, Mg plus 2, whose hydrated size more? Mg plus. So Mg plus here and Na is here. Which is more? Idiyala? You understand? Okay, therefore Mg plus is highest limiting molar conductivity. Next, here again left to right, potassium, calcium. So left to right, normal size is decreases. So hydrated size is increases. Since hydrated size increases, K plus has lowest size, means more. No, Ca plus 2 has more. No, size, what happened size? Size is?
Increases size, hydrated size increases.
Yeah, then therefore K plus and yeah, Sylvie.
Yes.
No, it's not changed. Correct, no?
Correct.
Correct only. Okay, therefore 73.5 is 119. Okay, so in this way, which of the following has highest, lowest limiting molar conductivity? This kind of question can be expected. Okay. So, and other than this, combination, like for example, one NaCl, second NaOH. Which of the following has more limiting molar conductivity? Here you need to eliminate like this. Na is common. Okay. Then among Cl minus OH minus, whose limiting molar conductivity is more? The answer. You understand? This kind of question can be expected. Right? So this data is important. Okay. Next, right? Kohlraas law of independent migration of ions. Right. Kohlraas law of independent migration of ions. Kohlraas law of independent migration of ions. It is applicable for strong electrolyte only. Like similar to Debye-Huckel-Ansager equation, this equation also applicable for strong electrolyte. Okay. Now, what is the Kohlraasch law of independent migration of ion? See, one, Kohlraasch law, it is independent migration. What is the meaning of independent migration? The migration of any ion, like cation or anion, it is independent. It means does not depend on other ions. Independent migration. When you consider it is independent migration, then only it is applicable. Now, so far what we have studied? We have studied that the migration of cation is depends on migration of anion. Why? Because cation and anion having both are having internuclear or interionic force of attraction. So due to interionic attractions, the migration of cation is influenced by migration of anion. That is we have studied. But this theory says that it is independent migration. Means cation migration is independent, anion migration is independent, then only it is applicable. Okay. And that independent migration is possible only in case of strong electrolyte. Because strong electrolyte undergo complete ionization. Okay. So therefore, now what is the statement of Kohlraasch law of independent migration of ion? It is very simple statement. The limiting molar conductivity of an electrolyte is equals to sum of the limiting molar conductivity of cation and anion. What is the statement? The limiting molar conductivity of any electrolyte, that too strong. The limiting molar conductivity of any strong electrolyte is equals to limiting molar conductivity of sum of the limiting molar conductivity of cation and anion. For example, let us take NaCl is a strong electrolyte. Why? Because it is a salt. No? All salts are strong electrolytes, irrespective nature. Whether weak acid salt, strong acid salt, weak base salt, strong base salt, irrespective nature, all the salts are strong electrolytes. Like NaCl, anyhow, NaCl is a strong acid salt, strong base salt. It is a strong acid, strong base salt. Then it is a strong electrolyte. Since it is a strong electrolyte, it undergo complete ionization. Now I want, what is the limiting molar conductivity of NaCl? The limiting molar conductivity of NaCl equal to, it is the sum of the limiting molar conductivity of Na plus limiting molar conductivity of Cl minus. Okay, it is for what? NaCl, 1. Next, 2. For MgCl2, which gives rise to Mg plus 2 plus 2Cl minus. Then, what is the limiting molar conductivity of MgCl2? Tell me. Limiting molar conductivity of Mg plus 2 plus 2 into, because 2Cl minus, 2 into limiting molar conductivity of Cl minus. One more. Limiting molar conductivity of Al2SO4 thrice. Tell me. It gives rise to 2 aluminum and 3 sulfate. Then what is the limiting molar conductivity of Al2SO4 thrice? 2 into Al plus 3, 3 into SO4 minus 2. Okay, you can write. For example, let us take general formula AX By. Tell me, for this AX By is a salt. Write the Kohlraasch law for this. AX By, tell me, it is a X A plus Y ions of B minus X. ಏನಿದೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ 2 aluminum ಅಲ್ವಾ 2 aluminum 3 sulfate ಅಲ್ವಾ 3 sulfate. Here how many X? That how many A? XA. How many Y? How many B? YB. That charges. Okay. Then tell me, what is the limiting molar conductivity of X By is equals to, tell me this. It is a X into limiting molar conductivity of X Y into limiting molar conductivity of B minus. రాస్తున్నారు. It is applicable for strong electrolyte. Correct statement. The limiting molar conductivity of electrolyte. The limiting molar conductivity of an electrolyte is equals to the limiting molar conductivity of an electrolyte is equals to sum of the limiting molar conductivities of cation and anion. Sum of the limiting molar conductivities of cation and anion. So take 1, 2, 3 example. So general formula example.